Well, good afternoon and welcome to the show arena here at the Defiance County Fairgrounds on a nice Sunday afternoon. It's not quite as hot as it was yesterday, still a little on the muggy side though, but hopefully as we move through the evening, it again will cool down, and already a nice breeze that has wafted its way through the grandstand area here a few times, so it's not quite as oppressive in the bleachers as it was for the beef show yesterday. Hi everybody, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Chris Warner will be joining us shortly, and we'll be here live streaming the 2025 Junior Fair Swine Show for you this afternoon. I want to say a big thank you to Teresa Johnson for the Junior Fair Board, from the Junior Fair Board and OSU Extension in Defiance County, and Ohio 4-H, of course, for inviting us here to, again, provide the live stream coverage for select livestock shows at the 2025 Fair. I also want to thank the Junior Fair Board for accommodating us and making us very comfortable and getting us set up with our broadcast position. Pass along a thanks, as we always do, as well, to the Sherwood Mutual Telephone Association, SMTA, for the wireless internet that is not only fast and reliable, but our lifeblood. We wouldn't be able to bring the live coverage without their help. And also Current Office Solutions, so a thank you to them. They provide all of the printing services and copier services for the Junior Fair Board, so all the schedules, the events, everything that comes from them, and we want to thank them so very much as well. In addition, we do want to thank some of our silver level underwriting supporters making our coverage possible on this Sunday. They include, of course, the Hicksville Volunteer Firefighters Association, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that was established to enhance operations of the Hicksville Fire Department and give back to the community. The association conducts fundraisers to generate financial support, which is then used to purchase equipment, gears, and tools. Additionally, funds can be used to provide training for the firefighters, ensuring that they're well prepared for all emergency situations. The association typically operates as a charitable entity, aiming to improve public safety and support the fire department.
On deck, we need senior showmanship
and donations.
Asia Brubaker, Rachel Haver, Adeline Zedyke, and William Zedyke.
Of course, the Children's Christmas. I also want to thank the Hicksville Bank, member FDIC, with their main branch located in downtown Hicksville, Ohio, other branches throughout the region. And you can find out more about the many banking services they provide, the hours of operation at the branches, all of that other information online at www.thb.bank. And we also want to thank Bruce Gilford Real Estate and Auctioneering Associates in downtown Hicksville. You can get the very latest listings from Bruce Gilford Real Estate and set up an appointment, ask any real estate related questions are, and also get the very latest auction calendar by checking them out online at www.
In the hole, we need intermediate showmanship Eli Ankney, Addison Apple, Gavin Brown, Stella Brown, Emma Elston, Kate Etchison, Mylan Carlstadt, Eli Mosier, Colvin Noggle, Cameron Schindler, Addison Seward, Gretchen Tipton, Brandon Zedyke, Grace Zedyke, and Lily Zedyke.
Early announcements and getting everybody ready. The order of the show is going to be, of course, we'll start off with showmanship. There'll be senior, intermediate, beginner, senior, intermediate, junior, beginner, and pee-wee showmanship. And then we'll go into the barrel classes, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight market barrel classes, and that will end with the overall champion of champions for the market barrel. The market gilt classes will come next, again, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and then the overall champion in reserve. Then they'll have the pig catch pigs. They'll have 3 classes of those, lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight, and then a grand champion in reserve for the pig catch. And then, of course, they'll bring out the champion from the barrows, the champion from the gilt, and the champions from the pig catch, and they'll have an overall champion for
Before we
the show.
begin, I will be introducing you our judge, Brian Haynes. He's from Coldwater, Michigan, and works on Linder's Trophy in Midwest and Eastern United States. He runs 8 Hand South for seed stock and showing production, and has judged in the last 38 years in 34 different states.
Get the name and number and stuff.
I would not have been. But I don't
Now entering the ring is senior showmanship, Asia Brubaker, Rachel Haber, Adeline Zedike, and William Zedike. On deck, we need intermediate showmanship, Eli Ankney, Addison Apple, Gavin Brown, Stella Brown, Emma Elston, Tate Etchison, Mylan Karlstadt, Eli Mosier, Colvin Noggle, Cameron Schindler, Addison Seward, Gretchen Tipton, Grace Zedike, and Lily Zedike. In the hole, we need junior showmanship, Jaden Bockelman, Sarah Bach, Faith Boer, Kaislyn Bowers, Lacey Brown, Lila Brown, Bryce Elston, Emmeline Heschelsworth, Winston Heimschlager, Mallory M., Molly Jacob, Cash Lucas, Carissa Mosier, Kaysen Doggle, Eliana Otto, Cole Schindler, Kaylin Schooley, Madison Sproul, Mason Weber, Jacob Yoder, and Rory Garcia.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome here to the fairs. We get things started out here, and again, we'll start through our showmanships and then work into our market stock as we move through, and then, of course, catch a pig there at the end. So, again, 4 nice showmen. When they come out for our seniors here, you know, as we talk about showmanship, you know, keep them on the move. Do not cross between me and you and the pig. Just try to keep you on the proper side of the pig as you go. Typically saying, you know, it's always not great to be in a group. It's kind of be out by yourself. If everybody's going this way, it's usually a good idea to go that way. So just kind of one of those sayings, keep them in mind. Again, trying to give you in the back a little something to think about. But pigs on the move, pigs in the center of the ring, eyes up, know where I'm at, knows that. Thought we had a real good representative here in our senior drive. Young lady with that blue butt is going to be our champion here in the senior division. She just does such a good job of giving me some angles. She gives me some front views. She kind of drives that back and forth very easily, very effortlessly when she's doing it. Second got a little closer there between my other 2 young ladies. I thought they were kind of on top of it. One of them's a little calmer, maybe doesn't have to whip them quite as much, but she gets a good drive on them. That's the young lady over here in the blonde hair. She's going to be in our second slot. Congratulations to her. Very calm, collected, very cool maid when she goes with that barrel. She doesn't get him worked up, keeps him going. Young lady in third, again, probably does a nickel better keeping the head up. I do appreciate that about her. She uses the whip quite heavily. When she has to be out here, maybe just tone that down just a nickel, then you can still get that same kind of a drive. But again, those are things that we work on and we just kind of do, and each pig has their own way of doing things. One of your last ones here is still very high quality. This bear spent plenty of time by himself. Just one that just doesn't want to cooperate quite as easily and turn. He likes to turn that a little shorter than what we ideally like. But one thing we can do is give a big round of applause for our champion and reserve here in our senior division.
Results for senior showmanship. In third place, Rachel Haber. Second place, Asia Brubaker. And your champion senior showmanship, Adeline Zedike. Now entering the ring, intermediate showmanship, Eli Ankney, Addison Apple, Gavin Brown, Stella Brown, Emma Elston, Tate Etchison, Mylan Carlstadt, Eli Mosier, Colvin Noggle, Cameron Schindler, Addison Seward, Gretchen Tipton, Grace Zedike, and Lily Zedike. On deck, we need junior showmanship, Jaden Bogelman, Sarah Brown, Faith Boer, Caitlin Bowers, Lacey Brown, Lila Brown, Bryce Elston, Evelyn Heschelsworth, Weston Feinschlager, Mallory M., Molly Jacob, Cash Lucas, Carissa Mosier, Kaysen Noggle, Eliana Otto, Cole Schindler, Kaylin Schooley, Madison Sproul, Mason Weber, Jacob Yoder, and Roy Garcia. In the hole, we need beginner showmanship, Dallas Ankney, Tenley Bockelman, Reese Bach, Amelia Brown, Blake Crow, Aliana Deal, Ava Grubb, Brandon Grubb, Emmy Guilford, Garrett Ingram, Eric Johnston, Corbin Kimple, Olivia Knight, Grant Stuckey, Anderson Beers, Aiden Weber, Elliot Wonderly, and Cadence Willis, and Charlie Brown and Natalie Troyer.
Again, a little bigger class. I'd like to have all the intermediates come in together for the simple reason that they should be able to navigate. This is a very big ring. They can do a lot of different things with. Again, I kept pulling a few out to work through a little harder. But the bottom line is I kept the numbers kind of about right when it kind of gets the pot out here in terms of the numbers. And still those ones that made the penny pins probably had more passes, more good design kind of looks coming across the ring. A couple of the other ones out here, what we're seeing is a bit more what I call start, stop, start, stop. They're not kind of keeping the flow when they come out here. They stop on them. They're trying to maybe turn, and they doesn't want to listen quite as well and doesn't want to get that turn done. Again, I thought I had a couple of them that were just right there in the hover. I had a few good passes here. A couple of young lady here with the teal color. She had a good pass or two, and then all of a sudden that bird just stops for no apparent reason. So bottom line is, what things you're going to get is a nice big round of applause by you and the crowd. Let's make it a good one. Let's head them out of the ring. We'll want you to stop in.
Cash is up.
And so then today we have and I was like, he kept telling me, Nate, I'm working with it and the board's way down. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really the way he was just so frustrated.
Well, again, let's put our hands together for our finals here in the intermediates. It's a tough group, guys. I mean, they're working it. They're keeping them going. They've got the right look about them in terms of where they presented their pig, how they're driving them out here really fits together very nicely. I think there's like 3 of them that maybe kind of push their way towards the front just a little bit. I always say when they're coming out of a pinning pen, guys, perfect opportunity. You got my undivided attention. Why would you walk them out of my eyesight? Think about that. I mean, I'm standing here, and then you just walk them off into la-la land. Not sure that's always advisable, but at the same time, I mean, keep them moving, keep them going, do those type of things, but take the opportunity to use the moments when you have the undivided attention of the judge and what you're doing. One of them, I thought, give me a better job maybe coming out of the pen. What they had is they had a little bit more heads up. Pig came out, got a chest view, turned enough to get me a rear view when they kind of walked away. Spends a lot of time by themselves, but still presenting. Congratulations to this young man. He will be our champion in the intermediate. He was also pushed by a couple gals that are out here. They do a neat job. I like one for being in the middle just a bit more, and I like another one just because they always have the head up, they always have the game rolling, everything's good. But in terms of that first impression, maybe we could improve that just a nickel, but just in terms of mechanics of moving, young lady over here is going to be our reserve champion out here in the intermediates. Again, very nice job to her. Young lady here is going to be in our 3rd slot. Very impressive in terms of where she lets this bear get his head up, kind of lets him roll out here. Every once in a while, that bear just stops for no apparent reason, and that's what kind of gets her into trouble. Another young lady that comes in our 4th will be a young lady right here. She just kind of moved her way up as she does. Uses the whip a little heavier, but still one that does a great job. Then we got a nice 5th and 6th, but I know we only do 3, but a nice pair here in our 5th and 6th slots. Let's give them a nice round of applause again for our intermediate guys.
Results of intermediate showmanship. In 3rd place, Stella Brown. 2nd place, Lily Zedike. And 1st place, Gavin Brown. The senior showmanship plaque was sponsored by Dwayne Apple. The pen set was donated by Bonnie Etchison in memory of Wayne and Bonnie Bishop, Roger and Tracy Bishop. And the banner was sponsored by Roger and Tracy Zedike. The intermediate showmanship plaque is sponsored by James and Jackie Singer family, and the banner is sponsored by Roger and Lois Zedike. Now entering the ring, we have Junior Showmanship Group 1. On deck, we need Junior Showmanship Group 2.
Well, here in our first class, our first heat, if you will, of our junior showman. Again, I pulled 3 or so off to work through to the finals. We only do come up with 3 at the very end. But again, a couple comments that I make about some of the ones that are remaining out here. Again, we walked into a lot of that start-stop stuff where the bear just doesn't want to quite listen as well. We're getting into a couple of them get a bad habit, start to put their hand down on the backside of their pig. That's maybe not an advisable thing that we want to go with. I thought my young lady over here did a nice job with the white bear, just so slow. That bear just doesn't want to walk for you and go. She can't get enough pace on him to get out by herself. She's always covered up. Bear does a little more start-stop on him. Young man here did a nice job at the very beginning, and then he kind of got off to the side just a little bit. So again, just a few comments about a few of those. Again, give them a big round of applause. This group will head out and work into that second class of this junior division.
Attention in the barn. If you are not involved in the swine show, meaning you are not an exhibitor, you are not a parent, you need to remove yourself from the barn immediately. Thank you.
You're the fire department. You're going to turn them in for breaking the...
Now entering the ring, Junior Showmanship Group 2. On deck, we need beginner showmanship. On deck, we need beginner showmanship, Dallas Ankney, Tenley Bockelman, Reese Bott, Amelia Brown, Blake Crow, Elena Deal, Ava Grubb, Brandon Grubb, Emmy Guilford, Garrett Ingram, Eric Johnston, Olivia Knight, Grant Stuckey, Anderson Beers, Aiden Weber, Elliot Wonderly, and Cadence Wallace, Charlie Brown, and Natalie Troyer. We are splitting beginner showmanship into 3 groups.
Winner second heat here again. I think we got a few of them that are just right there. They're just so close. They have those moments and the pig stops. It just doesn't move. Stays there for a little while and then you kind of get them going again. But we keep a little steadier pace in terms of getting these ones to kind of flow just a little bit more. I get it. It's warm. It's hot. It's not as much fun for the pig. But again, trying to keep them cool, trying to keep them watered down, kind of keep them going. That's the key of this whole thing. Big thing is give these 6 a nice big round of applause as they head on out. We'll get through our championship here in the junior division. In our championship of the juniors, let's put our hands together and recognize our top end of our group out here. All these have done a nice job of navigating through their classes, and then it kind of came down to a kind of maybe a pair of them, maybe 3 that really had kind of a nice day in terms of where they kind of gave me some angles when they came out of the gate. One of them did a really good move. I mean, came out, come back again, went right back past me, and that's ultimately, I got every angle of this hog, I got every view of this hog. We did catch her one time on the wrong side of the pig, but again, that's the curve we're into. That's the game we're at. We have to kind of grow and learn more about it. Young lady right in front of me, you're going to be our champion out here in this junior division. Other young lady that had a really, really strong first impression. She gets that head up. The bear is so slow for her, and I think it hurts her just a little bit because she can't get him to hit a hole or where she needs to go. But I see her working in her mind. She's sitting there thinking, okay, I got to get over here. But this bear doesn't have a speed to get there. Again, maybe your partner is not cooperating for you quite as nice, but she's still my second best showman. Congratulations to her. I did comment, I said I thought there was a third one because she had some really, really good moments. She came out, she kept that pig on side, you kept going. I thought she might brush the belly on this one when it came out, but it's still loaded with shavings when I got up underneath it. But it's still one in showmanship, you know, kind of get them cleaned off, get them going. Big thing was is she can't quite get that bear to turn when she wants him to, but she does the second best job of getting that bear to float and move back and forth. Of your other ones that are out here, young man's going to be in our next slot. Nice job. Heads up, know where I'm at, stay on the position. He crowds up towards the head just a little more than maybe ideal. That's what causes her to stop on you just a little bit. But she does a great job. Gets a little quick on his whip when he gets out here and going. Great first impression here. Young lady had a good moment or two when she first came in. Again, the gill's just kind of just out here, maybe not always getting guided. Young lady's got a big girl that's hard to show. It's a hot day. It never quite works as way you want them to. One thing we can do as a crowd, give our grand reserves a big round of applause here in our junior division.
Results for junior showmanship. In third place, Faith Boer. Second place, Sarah Jane Bach. And in first place, Lila Brown. Now entering the ring, Group 1 beginner. Your intermediate or your junior showmanship plaque is sponsored by Ayersville FFA, and your banner is sponsored by Roger and Lois Seedike.
I'm done. Who has the last one? I'm so done. No pain job. No pain job. Yeah. Aiden's in here now. Oh, okay.
One takes called egg and one takes called bacon. I always forget.
So
I don't know which one Aiden has. But Aiden has egg, one has bacon and one has named egg.
I'd like to kind of split them about 3 ways. Give them plenty of room out here. Let them kind of figure out where they're at, what's going on, not too crowded. And again, these white ones, for whatever reason, they just kind of mingle together. They kind of hold off to the side and pile up a little bit next to each other. But again, trying to get them out, get them going, it's a lot easier said. I got a 80-pound kid or 70-pound kid, and I got a 280-pound hog. So it gets a little challenging to get these things go the direction you want them to. But let's give these 4 a nice round of applause for getting in here and then completing the showmanship part of this.
Now entering the ring, beginner showmanship, group 2. In the hole, we need Pee Wee showmanship, Riker Bockelman, Kason Bockelman, Vera Brown, McKenna Gregg, Evie Mangas, Bryn Stuckey, Arabella Mosier, Ariana Mosier, Cameron Schultz, Lydia Lucas, Ada Lucas, Alonzo Lucas, PJ Johnson, Alexander Throat, Archer Throat, Ethan Johnston, Ellen Johnston, Jace Schleicher, Cora Bach, Jackson Weber, Drake M, Justin Troyer, Carter Deal, Audrey Sproul, Caleb Weber, Jacob Elston, Thaddeus Ezra, Amelia and Marie, Cecily Healy, Cooper Meyer, Eloise Meyer, Hawken Ankney, Jackson Dominic, Colt Cordell, Nova Cordell,
Well, again, we got a couple of them we pulled out there to kind of work at the finals in the end. And again, we're getting a little more of this piling thing, the thing there, they kind of go pile in the corner and they kind of just hang out together when they're out here. So if I can just get them more passes, if I will, through the middle part of the ring. I mean, again, pig, understanding what the whip is, all that good things. But again, one thing we can do is give them a good round of applause. They head on out. We'll get into that final class here in the beginner drive.
No, give me this. We're not taking everything.
That'll work. I'll break up as much room as my spot.
Now entering the ring, beginner showmanship, group 3.
It won't take it long to get.
Went ahead and grabbed a couple here in our final heat, and again, we kind of run into the situation where they all maybe know where the exit gate is. They just kind of want to hang out over there, and it gets a little challenging. Once in a while, things to work on, obviously staying on the opposite side of the pig and me, and trying to get them to go with their heads up when they walk across the ring, a little more under control, I guess would be my comment to you. Let's give these four a nice round of applause. They head out. We will get to our championship here in the beginner showman.
Can't wait to see who that is. He's gonna win, you know that. That wasn't. Oh my goodness. already, did you?
He's in there.
They send him back, right? They send him back. I just want to tell you, some people knew that we found the new guy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yep, gotcha. I see it. Yep, I see it. Okay. I was just saying, because there's people moved after they put that down. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I really think his top three gets pretty interesting on each one of them. I've kind of commented to each a couple of them and said, hey, change this, move that, and that's kind of, as I look at a set of beginners, this is a learning curve. We're trying to do things, learn things every time you go out. People always say, well, how do I improve? Well, obviously there's the camps you can go to, there's doing those. I would suggest, I've had people do it, they just go to the jackpot show and do showmanship, and they come home. They don't want to show for all day long, and I understand it. I mean, again, getting the pigs out, getting them in this type of an environment, all of a sudden, the pig's calm, showman's calm, everybody's calm. You practice to play softball, you practice to show pigs. It's one of those things where you kind of take it the next level. If you so desire, again, everybody's got their own ways of doing things. I know there's three of them that maybe just did a little better job in terms of that eye contact, maybe got more drive out of their pig. One did a little better coming out of the pen, one did a little better early, one did a little better late. Again, we've still kind of crossing between me and the pig every once in a while. Young lady in purple, you're going to be my top showman here in the beginner division. Congratulations to you. Second got close. I think the young lady does such a nice job of keeping the head up, keeping the pig moving. Young lady in front of me, you're going to be in our second slot and reserve champion when it comes here to the beginner showman. And I thought these two young ladies really kind of stuck out right at the beginning when they first came into the ring and kind of held that as they've gone through. I do have one that just improved. I mean, just definitely improved. I'm watching his eyes, he's moving. I said, don't drop your hand on the pig. He hasn't done it since. Young man, you're going to be my third showman out here. Congratulations, great job. Let's give the rest of these kids a big round of applause. We got our top three. Congratulations to them all making the finals.
Results for your beginner showmanship. In third place, Grant Stuckey. In second place, Natalie Troyer. And in first place, Amelia Brown. Your beginner showmanship plaque is sponsored by Roger and Lois Zeedike. And your banner is sponsored by Roger and Tracy Zeedike. Now entering the ring, your Pee Wee showmanship class.
here. Look at this little one here coming with the red beard. Okay.
All right, where are we at?
We gotta wait a little bit.
Oh boy, this is another
All right, guys, this is when the fun comes in. Again, you and the crowd get some photos. We're starting here. This is where it all starts, guys. I know, Shoma, we always say, well, so many peewees. Well, that's good. That's a good thing for the county, a good thing. You got a lot of these families just getting started. They're wanting to try it out, see what's what. Again, a couple shout outs, young lady here, young man there. I mean, they're doing a nice job. I mean, at that age, that's where you want to be and what you want to do. Eyes are up. They look for me. They know where I'm at. Again, we got pairs out here that are doing a good job. They just need a little coaching. That's what we have to have. You got to get better with a coach. Find a mentor. Find a big brother, big sister that's very successful at it. Find your neighbor. One thing we can do as a crowd, everybody's going to get a trophy out of this for doing a good job. Let's make it a big round of applause as this first group heads on out.
Oh, he's waiting? Yeah. Oh, is he in the stall? Oh, not yet? Oh, okay, I see Cash now. Okay, all right.
So,
I know.
that's the end of this again. I was going to see the circulation of oxygen. Get a break for that. High humidity days. This has always been too small. Even when we first built it, I thought it was too small.
Okay, we got a hot day here. I don't want to get them too worn out right before the show, but it's always fun to watch the faces and all the young kids run around out here and just try to learn what they're doing. And they got coaches and they got all those things going for them. Again, fun stuff, good times. Defiance County looks like they got a great future here. We still have another class of Pee-wees, which is awesome. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Grab a trophy. They all are winning tonight.
The rodeo bulls got a lot of heat.
And then his cowboy hat. No, that's all male. That's male.
No, that's
It is still okay.
Now entering the ring, Pee-wee Showmanship Group 3. The Pee-wee Showmanship class trophies are sponsored by Hall Crop Insurance.
Oh no, it's going back again. Oh.
In the hole, winning Market Barrow, lightweight class 1, Brandon Grum, Lacey Brown, Elena Deal, Emma Elston, Cole Schindler, Mylan Carlstadt, Elliot Wonderly, Charles Brown, Mylan Carlstadt, Anderson Beers, Rory Garces, and Emmy Guilford.
Well, there's a lot of enthusiasm out here. We love our young lady. She said, I don't need a stick. I got my hands. That'll work. I like that. That's enthusiasm. I appreciate that. A couple of the other ones, again, had some good moments out here. Again, let these animals kind of flow a little bit. Young lady in yellow here, I mean, she is focused on that head. That thing is going to be up no matter what I do. And I appreciate that. And again, a little more flow, but certainly at that age, I'm not complaining whatsoever. So let's get a trophy to these kids. Let's call it a day in showmanship. Congratulations to all our divisions, and particularly seeing this many peewees.
He's a runner. She's running. He's a runner. He's trying so hard.
I wanted to introduce our photographer. So Jamie Merriman with Rustic Comfort Photography is the official Defiance County Fair photographer for this week. Please follow them on Facebook to get updates to you or your exhibitor's album. They also have a mobile unit near the horse barn where you can stop and order banners or prints. Elliot Wonderly, we need your pig to the show arena. On deck, we need Market Barrow, lightweight, class 2, Bryce Elston, Olivia Knight, Adeline Zedike, Tate Etchison, Jacob Yoder, Asia Brubaker, William Zedike, Gretchen Tipton, and Gretchen Tipton. Now entering the ring, Market Barrow, lightweight, class 1, Brandon Grubb, Lacey Brown, Elena Deal, Emma Elston, Cole Schindler, Mylan Carlstadt, Elliot Wonderly, Charles Brown, Mylan Carlstadt, Anderson Beers, Rory Garces, and Emmy Guilford.
Oh, yeah, I see it, yeah. That's it for Emma Trust Weir. Yeah.
Fire department came by and had a hearing their bond. They cited everybody.
All right, here in our first class, I think we got 6 of them pulled off to kind of split the class in half. Again, some of them in the ring, I think you can look around the ring and see that they don't quite have the muscularity that we'd like to see. Get a little narrower in their top. A bear here maybe just doesn't quite feel as good as he should, and he's just having some troubles there in his equilibrium. But a little extra less condition on this one, a little more bone work, a little more heaviness and structure. Let's give the 6 in the ring a nice round of applause, and we'll work through this top end. Again, here in our first class of lightweight barrows, I think we got one to start with that represents that weight that it's at and tries to get the extra freshness and look and dimension of it. Young lady right here in front of me is going to have a class winner. This one's got a big fresh top working for him. You definitely get behind him. You love his flair, his excitement. In terms of his heaviness of bone and forearm, you really like those 2 areas on him. Just a very complete barrow to be out here in the first class in this class. Thought everyone needed to win. Unique bears in 2. I thought about moving this one up a notch. It gets awful flat-sided, a little harder doing kind of a look. One, you do appreciate the height of the shoulder. You got to pull him apart. If you're going to get in front of him and behind him, you got to get a little more natural center rib working for him. Kind of indicates a couple of those indicators that he has a little more doability to him for me to put him up there any higher in terms of a lightweight. I do like the spot barrel really well. I think he's got some neat pieces to him. He's so open ribbed. He's so big at his top. Gets a little frailer in terms of his bone work, runs downhill just a little bit up on his front end. Of course, for a show pig, he's not quite as sleek and kind of cool when you look out of that front, but still an awful good kind of a market hog. You're one that's solid black bear that walks next. Again, one that's got a big rib. I like the extra top shape that he has. Just like to give him just a little more in terms of his firmness of muscle up in the lower part of his body. Maybe that peeling back just a little bit in terms of his back fat. Let up to last 2 that come out. Again, one has just a touch more muscle when you get right square behind him. One here at the end's all profile. I like the profile. This one don't find enough when I get in front and get behind. Let's give our kids a nice round of applause. They head out of our first lightweight barrels.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now entering the ring, Market Barrow, lightweight, class 2, Bryce Elston, Olivia Knight, Adeline Zedike, Tate Etchison, Jacob Yoder, Asia Brubaker, William Zedike, Gretchen Tipton, and Gretchen Tipton. On deck, we need Market Barrow, middleweight, class 2. Wrong class. Results for Market Barrow lightweight class 1. 5th place, Emmy Guilford. 4th place, Cole Schindler. 3rd place, Mylan Carlstead. 2nd place, Charles Brown. And 1st place, Emma Elston.
As we sort down on some of these, again, we get like a Hereford looking one here that gets just a little lighter muscled. A couple of them have just gotten enough to them when you get through the middle part of their body. Maybe change the rear leg construction on our black bear here. This guy gets awful flat up on his front feet, can hardly get around here on this bark. Let's give these 4 a nice round of applause and put a place in on these top 5.
Worst case, you still have the job at saver. Keep that.
Got a real nice threesome at the top end of this class, and again, I think there's just one that's kind of stands out just a little differently. And then again, I always look at lightweights probably a little different than most. I would look at them where they can have future if you want them to have future, but at the same time they have kind of enough to them. And I think we got one that represents them very well in that division, and one that's got that length of front end, still has a long enough hip where they can take a long enough stride off the rear end. Then I get on and look on top, and there's a lean groove walking down through the top line. This one's got a spot in its belt. Young lady here, you'll be our class winner here in the second class. Second becomes really close because he's a different one. He's got a little different look to him. He's a little more robust in the middle part of his rib. But again, he is a very short hipped one that takes a very short stride when you go off his rear leg. But young lady with the blue belt will be our second place one out here. Again, very three-dimensional, big rib, big dimensions. Just got to kind of change him through his hip and how he heads on that rear leg as he goes. Which brings into contention my young man over here in the peach-colored shirt. One that's got a big groove in his top. He almost looks like our class winner, but he gets a little front end heavy. When you compare him, gets a crest up on his neck. He gets just a little plainer in terms of his muscle shape in comparison to those other two bears. Still an awful nice bear to be laying in third. As you wind up your class in the next two that are remaining, I felt you still had one that had more to them, and the young lady over on the far side here, she'll be in her one that's already in a pen. That one's got a big rib, got a big top, got a little more extra freedom of movement, particularly on her rear leg. Go ahead and let Spot on out. Spot's got shape, got muscle, just doesn't go off those rear legs good enough to move her up any higher. Let's give our big round of applause to our class winners.
Results from Market Barrel Lightweight Class 2. In 5th place, Gretchen Tipton. 4th place, Gretchen Tipton. 3rd place, William Zedike. 2nd place, Adeline Zedike. And 1st place, Asia Brubaker. Cole Schindler, we need you and your pig in the holding area.
Well, this is our first trophy of the night. Let's put our hands together for our going for our lightweight division bear out here. I can go in the ring. I think there's two of them that just stand out. They're not identical, but they're two of them that are awful good in terms of their own rights. They all have power. They all have a big shape in their top side. Congratulations to this young lady and our winner of our second class. Following right behind her is the young lady with the blue belt. They'll both be granted reserve of your lightweight bears.
This with the other one?
Results for champion and reserve champion lightweight market barrel. Your reserve champion is Adeline Zedike, and your grand champion lightweight market barrel is Asia Brubaker. Your trophy and ribbon were sponsored by your reserve champion trophy and ribbon were sponsored by Ethan and Caitlin Hearn, and your grand champion trophy and ribbon are sponsored by Defiance County Township Association.
Oh, good.
Now entering the ring, Market Barrow, midweight, class 3, Addison Apple, Elliot Wonderly, Brandon Zedike, Cash Lucas, Madison Sproul, Cole Schindler, Lila Brown, Rachel Haver, and Lily Zedike. On deck, we need Market Barrow, midweight, class 4, Lily Zedike, Grace Zedike, Reese Bach, Emma Elston, Grant Stuckey, Eli Ankney, Brandon Grubb, and Mallory M.
As we look at our next class, again, I think we came into a couple structural things where we get into the rear leg and hardly being able to go off of them. And again, that was kind of the black one and the blue here, having some struggles off that. I'd like a little more to the middle side of this one. Still has a good top working for him. And then a barrel here that looks good on the side. It's just not a lot when you go down the top of that one. Gets a little skinnier. So we're going to let these four head out. We'll get into our top 5 here in our first class of middleweight barrows. Well, here in this class, there's one to start with, one that's got a big shape up on the high side of the skeleton. I get it behind him, I'm not disappointed. Maybe not the heaviest bone, but certainly the one that's got the meat product. Young lady, you're gonna have our class winner out here pretty easily. As I look at her, I was impressed. Slick neckline, still has that top shape, still has a length of hip to him, still has a power look. When you get right square behind him, those of you that are bone freaks, you probably don't like him, but that's okay, because he's certainly the one that you do love. Everywhere else on that bar, I could improve that one area. Where the decision of the class was what's going to be second. I like parts on every one of these bears. I like pieces. When we get into them, you say, well, I could use a little more muscle. I could use a little better stance. I could be up on my pasterns, clean up that back behind the sheath. So again, I've been back and forth with these three pretty hard. I think the one that releases can go and actually is a structurally sound hog. Young lady, you're going to be our second in this class. Just a good solid bear that's got just an ample amount of muscle to him. He's comfortable when he gets out here. It's kind of a neat look. When they get out and they travel like that, there's kind of a volume of muscle working for him. I could lean him up, 100% believe that, but at the same time, I think he's so much better in terms of how he travels and how he goes. Young lady to my left over here is going to be in our third slot. Big scout, big footed kind of a bear. Got a lot of power there. Lean over the top line. She's one when she gets him, he starts beating on him a little bit. He starts kind of hunching his top and dropping his rear leg underneath him a lot more. He's one you do appreciate though for the heaviness of bone that he has. He's a bear if he would just release and go and flow, and then we can start talking him up into that second slot, but an awful good kind of a bear in his own right. Not going to discount my young lady here. Just a bear that fell down on his front pastures. He's the one that gets too soft up on his front end. Carrying a bit more condition, that kind of correlated back behind his sheath, just a little more of a gland issue in him. But again, in a tough class, you're going to have to end up going forward in this game. Young man's going to drive me a purebred out here, a good Poland bear. It's a soft, solid made kind of a Poland bear. It's got rib, got shape, got top shape to him. Yes, I could slick him out a little better out of his front end compared to those black crosses. But again, hats off to this young man driving a Poland in across class. Congratulations. Let's give him a round of applause.
Results for your Market Barrow Middleweight Class 3. In 5th place, Cash Lucas. 4th place, Brandon Zedike. 3rd place, Rachel Haber. 2nd place, Lily Zedike. And 1st place, Lila Brown. Your Midweight Class 3 banner is sponsored by Brian and Rachel Etzler and family. Now entering the ring, Market Barrow Middleweight Class 4, Lily Zedike, Grace Zedike, Reese Gauck, Emma Elston, Grant Stuckey, Eli Ankney, Brandon Grubb, and Mallory M.
Three middleweight classes. 1, 2 heavyweight classes, and then and then we got the same for the barrel. And then the pig catch. Catch, and then the champion sparrow, champion belt, champion pig catch.
On deck, we need Market Barrow Middleweight Class 5, Emmeline Hesselschwartz, Natalie Troyer, Eli Ankney, Emmeline Hesselschwartz, Gavin Brown, Faith Boer, and Addison Apple.
Alright, I'll let you. Pitch that way. Yeah.
I got water in my car, but maybe I just want to stretch my knee out.
10, 15, walk around.
I'm just going to do, I'll do one more.
Yeah, they are.
as we remain here. We got 3 of them. Just again, ones that just are a little more nondescript when you get across their top line. Don't quite have that extra tone or shape and dimension you like seeing show pigs. Ones that you could just add a little more natural width underneath to them. Let's get to these 3. Nice round of applause. We'll get you a placing on these top 5. Again, I think we have a real logical place to start with my young lady off here to the left. I think this bear came into the ring and just commands your attention from the standpoint of that big groove. That groove starts right behind his shoulder, moves straight down his back, yet it does very comfortable when he gets out on the move out here. Is he as lean as we need him? Probably not, but he's not overdone. So he's got in that middle zone somewhere. I like him in terms of where he's at from his rib and his freshness look. I think he puts it together very easily to win our class. Second's where the decision is, and as I've gone back and forth, I keep gravitating back to the blue butt bear. The young lady drives just good pieces. When I go in there, there's a big shape up on her top side. That chest floor is pulled apart wide. Still has some length of hip to him. Still has some dimension. He needs to track wider. I get that, but there's enough muscle on there to go ahead and merit him up there in that category. Next will be the black bear that the young man shows here. Big solid rib one, just a little more crest and a little more depth of front end than what you absolutely need, but certainly one that's got a big fresh top organ for him. He's got a definite big wide chest about him. Just kind of free him up just a little bit, take that pinch out of that hip loin junction, we can move him up. Calico is going to go in next. It seems like he had an injury. He favors the leg. He does whatever. That thing is incredible in terms of where his bone work is, his height of shoulder. Trust me, if this one had a nickel more fill and could walk off his rear leg, there'd be nowhere to go but up on this one. But he's certainly a good bear in his own right. Needs to be merited in our top 5. Young lady in 5, again, big rib, a little more fat pocket when you get right behind there, behind the sheath. Gets a little deeper up to his front end in terms of his condition, but certainly a bear you got to appreciate from his balance and his actual muscle category. Congratulations to all these top 5.
Your results for middleweight, Market Barrel middleweight class 4. In 5th place, Grace Zedike. In 4th place, Reese Bach. In 3rd place, Grant Stuckey. 2nd place, Emma Elston, and in 1st place, Lily Zedike. The middleweight class 4 banner is sponsored by Roger and Lewis Zedike. Now entering the ring, Market Barrel middleweight class 5, Evelyn Heschelsworth, Natalie Troyer, Eli Ankney, Emmeline Heschelsworth, Gavin Brown, Faith Booher, and Addison Apple. On deck, we need Market Barrel. On deck, we need overall middleweight class winners.
problem.
Again, with the three that are remaining, you got a white here that needs a whole lot more to him, particularly through the middle part of his body. Similar situation in our black here. Just not enough muscle in this middleweight division to get up there any higher. Do have a little more muscle here in this young ladies, but man, he's having some issues when he gets out of his rear leg and has him travels. Let's let these three back. Look forward to our top five. Good class up here on the top end of this one. I think there's somewhere where you can start from the standpoint of having enough chest with enough power, enough turn in that center part of the rib. One that's got a good look in terms of the style balance is a meat hog when you get down the top of them. Well, predominantly white bear, the young lady drives. Going to be our class winner out here. Again, nice hog, nice job driving it. Kind of keeps that one in the check for me. Second got a little tougher when I was out here. I still like so many pieces on this bear, yet he just flattens out so bad through his rib. He doesn't give me quite the expansion I was looking for. Young man here is going to be in our second slot. This thing is so elegant up high. He's good in that area. He just gets, he kind of goes high, wide up high and starts narrowing as it goes down in the lower part of his structure. But he's still a good bear in his own right to go ahead and be out here in this game. Third is going to be the belted bear the young lady drives right here. Just a good basic hog. Doesn't quite have the bone work or the stoutness, but he's so much better on his feet and legs than the bear is behind him. One you do like from the standpoint of having a rib cage and still has some shape up high. More bone would balance him up better and make him look a little different. Big-legged ones in 4. Again, I think you can watch him walk around the ring and understand he's down on his front pasture and he's not getting around. He starts to play out when you get right square behind him. He starts to not have quite the muscle shape in the lower part of his body. Red bear is going to be in our 5th slot. Big skeleton, lean made one. Stayed lean up at this heavier weight. Just needs more to him when you go through the middle of him. Let's give our kids a big round of applause here for our final class of middleweight.
Market Barrow middleweight class 5 results. In fifth place, Eli Ankney. In 4th place, Gavin Brown. In 3rd place, Faith Boer. In 2nd place, Gavin Brown. And in 1st place, Natalie Troyer. Your middleweight class 5 banner is sponsored by Randy and Sherry Sleesher family. Now entering the ring is overall middleweight class. Lila Brown, Lily Zedike, Emma Elston, Natalie Troyer, and Gavin Brown.
Nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. Feels good, don't it?
Well, guys, get your hands together because this is an awful good set of three out here. I mean, I knew when these class winners were going to come out, it's going to be a knockdown, drag out because each one of them have so many good things about them. And that's ultimately, you go to the fair, you think, hey, it's a nice hog. I should get along good. And you did. You won your class. But we have to move on. We have to get on into our championships out here. And I think one of them just, when it comes at me and goes away from me and everything you like about it, about one category, and I know that's a trendy category, but I'm sorry, hey, when you just look at Margaret Hogs and you're trying to find a top shape and a rib shape and a turn and a look, young lady over here to my right, she's going to be your champion. Congratulations to her. Reserve's tough. Again, I bring in that second place one, and really from a side view, he may be the most intriguing of any of them when he gets out here. But get behind him, that kind of tells the story, and it's kind of between the other two when they're out here. And again, I've had them on the prowl, I've had them on the move, I've been behind them, been in front of them. You know, which one of them paints that better picture in terms of where that rear leg moves and where it goes, how the freshness looks, and all those things. We put his skull size to body size, match those two things together. Young lady, you're going to be our reserve champion out here in the middleweight.
Results for your middleweight market barrel class. Your grand champion middleweight market barrel is Lila Brown, and your reserve champion middleweight market barrel is Lily Zedike. Your grand champion trophy and ribbon are sponsored by Defiance Police Officers Association, and your reserve champion trophy and ribbon are sponsored by, in memory of Don Fridge. Eli Mosier and Stella Brown, we need you and your pigs to come to the show arena.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, his hand up.
When they get, he goes to that thing,
Okay. Yeah. Right.
On deck, we need Market Barrel Heavyweight,
Yeah.
Class 7, Brandon Zedike, Molly Jacob, Colbin Noggle, Faith Boer, Molly Jacob, Eliana Otto, Molly Jacob, Jacqueline Brown, Carissa Mosier, and Madison Sproul.
Yeah.
Now entering the ring, Market Barrel Heavyweight Class 6, Lily Zedike, Sarah Bach, Winston Hinschlager, Tenley Bachman, Eli Mosier, Adeline Zedike, Stella Brown, Caitlin Bowers, and Dallas Ankney.
This is purebred. Right. Oh, really? Yeah. 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 Very cute. They lay it down.
First one up about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then he got up and he got back here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He got back here.
Again, a few of them are still remaining in the ring. I think you find on the top, you get a little disappointed in terms of these are heavyweight barrows, don't have a lot of shape up there on the top side of their skeleton. A couple of them got a little more muscle to them, having some structural issues in terms of how they're walking around the ring out here today. Let's put our hands together for the four that are remaining. We'll let them out and get through this top five.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But yeah. I know it should be good. Right. Yeah. Yeah, she was good. Yeah. I know. Oh, yeah. Right.
Again, nice group here in our heavy, first class of our heavies. Again, we find some that we like good pieces on, then we get down to the surface and we're having some issues when we get around on. Maybe it's the surface, maybe it's just structurally what they are in terms of where they're hesitant off their front end, maybe can't quite reach off their front end. The one that does remain sound and good is my young lady right here. She'll be a class winner. Big, fresh, open-bodied kind of a barrel, one that's got a good groove down the top line of them. Flares from behind when you get there, is cleaning the joints, just all the boxes got to get checked. She's the one to start the class with. Your question of the class was what was going to be second, because I do have parts that I like on each one of these. One of them, every once in a while, that one will release and kind of go a little bit. I still love the shape, the top. If we could just pose them and not walk them all the time, that one might win the class. This young lady here will be in our second class. This one's got an incredible shape up on the top side. He stays pin wide. When you go behind him, he stays within himself from the back view. Guys, problems up on his front feet. He doesn't want to get up and go on that one quite as well, but I do appreciate him from that standpoint. Third got a little closer in there. I still like the build, design, and flow of the barra. Young lady in the multicolored shirt over here, she'll be in your next slot. One that gets just a tick softer than where he should be, but he's so good in terms of his balance, his correctness of pattern, staying up on his feet and letting him roll. Young man on the far side is going to be in our fourth slot. Again, one that just ever so slightly runs downhill. When you look at him from the side, gets a little heavier up to his jowl line in comparison to a few of the others, but still one that's got a lot of positives in terms of where his muscularity is. The young lady winds up her class, I shouldn't say class, the top five, really has a unique barrel. I mean, I could see this one maybe at some time was really a neat one, yet this one just absolutely won't go in terms of where that front end is. He just really wants to hesitate off his front end. Gets a bit shallow when you look through the middle part of his body. That throws him completely out of balance. Let's give him a nice round of applause for our top five.
In fifth place, Stella Brown. Fourth place, Winston Hinschlager. Third place, Adeline Zedike. Second place, Sarah Bach. And your winner is Lily Zedike. Her banner is sponsored by B Squared 4-H Club. Now entering the ring is Market Barrel Heavyweight Class 7. Brandon Zedike, Molly Jacob, Colvin Noggle, Faith Boer, Molly Jacob, Eliana Otto, Molly Jacob, Jacqueline Brown, Carissa Mosier, and Madison Sproul.
This and chance to get another brand new finish the barrel. This keeps on now. This is so much fun now.
To the holding area, we need Market Gilt Lightweight Class 8. Camden Schultz. Never mind, I apologize.
They're going to let me know when they get here. I'm like, hey, you want to take a break? You don't have dinner. So I don't know if I can do that. Probably not going to stop by. Do my shake. Well, the ones you get first.
I thought you were the one to get
Well, even if I did, I'm going to try. No. That's just hard. I go by a shoe for that. I go over and stop by, I'll go in the shoe card, if you want to get a couple more punches for me. And if nothing else, I'll give them
On deck, we need our first and second placers from the Market Barrel heavyweight classes, Lily Zedike, Sarah Bach, and our first and second from this class for overall heavyweight champion. On deck, we need the first and second, we need the Grand and Reserve champion, lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight Market Barrel. Currently, that is Adeline Zedike with your lightweight barrow, Asia Brubaker with your lightweight barrow, Lila Brown with your midweight barrow, and Lily Zedike with your midweight barrow.
Thank you.
Sometimes in the heavyweights it gets a little more challenging, just maybe pigs that have been held, maybe they're pigs that just really structurally have a hard time carrying the weight that they're dealing with out here, and I think that's what we get into on several of these. You get behind them, you get real disappointed in their hock and their set and how they kind of roll off those rear legs. To stand them, they don't look all bad. It's just when you get them into motion, they kind of get some hiccups going for them. Can't quite get that thing rolling as good as they'd like to. So what we can do is give them a nice round of applause here for our final five. We'll work into placing our final class here in the barrels. We're in our final class. We got one to start the class with. That's the young lady's predominantly white bear out here. He kind of commands our attention just from the standpoint of his rib cage. He's got some bone work underneath him. He's got some mass to him. He looks fresh enough. When you get out here in these heavyweights, I think he actually has to start to drive. Seconds where I've been back and forth with all four of them actually. I've had them call in that category. I keep coming back around a couple of them. I think this bear here is going to end up being our second place bear. Just kind of a big solid ribbed one that's got a volume of muscle working for him. He's comfortable, gets around, he moves on his feet and legs. He kind of puts those things in the box. The bear that carries his weight for being heavy extremely well. Durock's going to be our next one in the class. I think this Durock's really got a huge back to him. Honestly, if I could just get him with just a bit more in terms of that bone work and flex off that rear leg, I think we could get him up higher. But where he gets around that other bear, it's just got so much more shape and so much more top shape than the other one does, and then that's what ends up getting him beat. 1 and 4th is my young lady, probably one of my best sticks out here. She drives this bear extremely well, and then she knows he can't go. He's one that gets really soft up on his front end. He can't hardly get off that front end very fast. She drives the pace. She makes that one go. Showman gets that one up into 4th. Like that, the ones from the standpoint of a side view, there really is a bland top up in the side of him. He could use a lot more shape. One of those you'd like to see a couple weeks ago. The other one that comes out, again, one you do like from the standpoint of muscle. Just needs to be a little better off that front end. I mean, we're really flat up on our front feet. Let's give our 2 class winners a big round of applause here as we pick our champion.
In 5th place, Carissa Mosier. 4th place, Brandon Zedike. 3rd place, Faith Brewer. 2nd place, Molly Jacob. And your winner is Molly Jacob. Her banner was sponsored by the Mosier Brothers. Now entering the ring is our champion and reserve champion heavyweight market barrow class. Molly Jacob, Lily Zedike, and Sarah Bach. On deck is our overall champion market barrow class. For that we need Adeline Zedike, Asia Brubaker, Lila Brown, Lily Zedike, and our champion and reserve champion heavyweight market barrel from this class.
First thing, let's put our hands together for our heavyweight barrows. Again, just after the 2 classes, we've got our 2 first and seconds that are out here as we compare our 2 class winners. I think there's just one, it's just so much more in terms of the comfort level, the build, the design is so much better. Just one that looks so fresh when he comes out here. Again, congratulations to this young lady. She'll be our champion in the heavyweight barrows. So that brings in our young lady in red out here. I think, again, this is where this gets interesting because I've had both these 2 in reserve at one time. One's a little forward-shouldered, wants to roll just a little ever so slightly on the hock. The other one we can obviously see needs to go. Young lady with red, she will be our reserve champion out here today. Congratulations to them.
Your reserve champion heavyweight market barrow is Sarah Bach. Her trophy and ribbon were sponsored by the Roars Macmillan Insurance. And your winner is Lily Zedike. Her trophy and grand ribbon were sponsored by Todd and Julie Wiles' family. Now entering the ring for overall grand champion market barrow Asia Brubaker, Adeline Zedike, Lila Brown, Lily Zedike, and Sarah Ball. On deck, we need Market Gilt Lightweight Class 8. Camden Schultz, Addison Apple, Tate Etchison, Natalie Troyer, Camden Schultz, Kayleana Schultz, and Mallory M.
Well, let's get our hands together on this. That's our championship, first big trophy, if you will. We hand out here. Again, they've gone through quite a few classes to get into our championship out here. I'm happy. I like all three of these. I really do. I like the extras that they offer. I like the dimensions that they give me. I like the future in the young one. I like just where the middleweight's at. I mean, we talked about the one thing. You got a big heavyweight that's just fresh. I mean, he's a fresh-made, three-dimensional kind of a barrel. Again, as I weigh it all up and down and back and forth, one of them is so impressive when he comes at you through a chest floor. He's so impressive from where that back starts and that groove that goes down there. He's as square as can be from behind. He's the middleweight. The young lady's driving. That will be our champion out here in the Bar Drive.
Yeah, the microphone will pick up everything.
We're bringing that second place one, and I mean, he is right in the hunt. I talked about him in division, how close I thought that pair was, and you know, honestly, we got a lightweight that's heavy boned. He may be the biggest, shaggiest legged one of the bunch, if that's a trait you like. One that's got a great top shape to him. That heavyweight's big ribbed and still remain fresh out here, and I like that about him. And you know, they bring in that second middleweight, and he's really fresh. When you get across his top line, he's really square out here. I think it's close between the heavy and the middle. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, same young lady that has them both. I guess she's going to be a winner either way. But the bottom line is, I like the other middleweight. Middleweight's going to be a reserve champion.
Your reserve champion overall market barrel goes to Lily Zedike. Her trophy and ribbon are sponsored by Dave and Connie Klinker family. Your champion market barrel is Lila Brown. Her trophy and grand ribbon are sponsored by Real Z Feeds, Ryan Zedike.
To the holding pens, we need Market Gill Lightweight Class 8. Camden Schultz, Addison Apple, Tate Etchison, Natalie Troyer, Camden Schultz, Kayleanna Schultz, and Mallory M.
I don't care.
On deck, we need Market Gill Lightweight Class 9, Cameron Schindler, Cadence Willis, Addison Seward, Lacey Brown, Cash Lucas, Stella Brown, Asia Brubaker, and Carissa Mosier.
When they call you on, no, when they call you into the holding pen or on deck,
Real quick, like we're having some smaller classes we'll kind of work into. What we got in the bottom end of our class, a pair of them here that just don't have enough to them, and again, I put one in fifth that maybe just has the bone work and the look and maybe just has a challenge somewhere in life, but definitely we're going to rework 3 of them in here, but I did place 4 and 5 as they head on. You can put them in a pen, whatever you want to do. Let's give them a nice round of applause here in your first class. In our first class, got an easy class winner, the young lady right here in front of me. Definitely the one that's got some shape and some muscle. Looks fresh, looks like she's 3-dimensional. She's got a nice job with good gill to start her drive. Second's where the decision is at. You've had a back and forth. One of them's got a bit more depth of chest to her. That's the young lady right here. She'll be in our second slot. The gill thing, we want to change how it goes off its rear leg, but there's still muscle up on the top side of that one. Then we'll go with the other black out here. Just, again, one that needs a whole lot more when you go through the middle side of that one, winding up with our white one out here that again needs more natural body, more natural rib. Let's give our class winner a nice big round of applause.
In 5th place, Camden Schultz. 4th place, Addison Apple. 3rd place, Tate Etchison. 2nd place, Valerie M. And your winner is Natalie Troyer.
He's doing a good job. Wish we'd have had him.
Now entering the ring is Market Gilt Lightweight Class 9. Cameron Schindler, Cadence Bullis, Addison Seward, Lacey Brown, Cash Lucas, Stella Brown, Asia Brubaker, and Carissa Mosier. On deck, we need Market Gilt Lightweight Class 10, Emmeline Heschelschwartz, Charles Brown, Grace Zedike, Brandon Zedike, Lila Brown, Jacob Yoder, and Jaden Bockelman.
Again, we grab 5 here. We got a gilt here that's maybe not feeling as good as she maybe could be. Just a little more of a break behind her shoulder. She's not wanting to get off her front end very well. A little more muscle here, and again, one that just doesn't have the shape of muscle we'd like to see in a Market Gilt class. Let's give these 3 a quick round of applause. They head out. We'll get through this top 5. And I think a class that lines up pretty easy. Young lady right here will be in my class winner. Certainly the one that's got the bone work, the build, the design. You gotta go on top. There's a groove down the top line. There's a squareness when you get right square behind her. Really kind of an easy place to start. Second's where the decision was, and then they just go in front and behind and on top, and then it made it pretty easy. Young lady with the calico out here is going to be in second. This one wants to deviate from the rear view. She wants to roll on the backside of her skeleton, and she wants to give me just a little more outward turn to that hog than what I anticipated, but certainly a really good gilt in her own right with the body and rib. Young lady right straight across, going to be in our third slide. This gilt from the rear view has some issues. She wants to step on the go east-west when you look from behind. She wants to not stay within herself very well, but she definitely has more muscle, more shape, more dimensions than a couple of the others. Young man on the far side is going to be our fourth slide. If I could have got more depth of body in this one, I think you could move this one up several notches. I like a lot of pieces on this one. She looks green, immature, like give her more time if you had more time type of deal. But she's certainly a good one from the standpoint of her build and design. Similar situation here, one skosh less muscle is what she has. And that's what gets her into the fifth slot, but I thought that was a really nice top five. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
In fifth place, Cameron Schindler. Fourth place, Cash Lucas. Third place, Stella Braum. Second place, Carissa Mosier. And your winner is Asia Brubaker. Now entering the ring is Market Gilt Lightweight Class 10, Evelyn Heschelschwartz, Charles Brown, Grace Zedike, Brandon Zedike, Lila Brown, Jacob Yoder, and Jaden Bockelman. The Lightweight Class 8 banner was sponsored by the Bill Webb family, and the Lightweight Class 9 banner was sponsored by James and Jackie Singer family. On deck is overall lightweight Market Gilt, Natalie Troyer, Mallory M., Asia Brubaker, Carissa Mosier, and our first and second placers for Market Gilt Lightweight Class 10.
Gilt class has got a little smaller out here, and I'm going to end up with a pair of them that are just nothing in the middle. They get a little bit shallow, get a little hard, get a little narrow, they get a little more pinched at their hip loin junction. That's what holds them down the line, but let's let these two out. We'll get through our top five. Again, nice class. I think it's interesting here in our top three. You can argue with me all you want because I'm not going to sit here and profess, because I think each one of them have some things you got to like and some things you want to modify just a little bit. But again, I think the one that probably puts together the better side view kind of gets enough muscle on top, enough muscle underneath. Young lady in green, she'll be our class winner out here. Just a good stout made kind of a gilt. It's fairly fault free. She wants to get just a little outside when she travels from the rear view, but she's a good gilt from the standpoint of her heaviness of bone, her toughness of build. All those things check boxes extremely well. Second, again, I was back and forth. You got a pair of them here that has some natural muscle, natural shape to them. I used the blue bud in second. I think this one truly has more market hog shape. We are in a market hog class. This one's got some dimensions to her. Yeah, when I got through the middle part of her, if we could have got more fill in her, give her just a little more dimension through the middle part of her body, she'd be pushing our class winner pretty hard. Young lady that's doing a nice job here with this calico. Really, she does a great job of sticking this one. She knows you can't really go as well off that rear leg. She's real calm, real collected with this one. But I got to her rear leg, and that's where that issue kind of starts and stops. She wants to arc her top a bit more. Doesn't have quite the look in terms of that design from the side. Hey. Let's get out here. The white one's going to be our next one. Big rib, big body, kind of a gilt. Then we got one here we can add just a little more too when we go to the center. Let's give her a nice round of applause.
In fifth place, Jaden Bockelman. Fourth place, Grace Zedike. Third place, Brandon Zedike. Second place, Jacob Yoder. And your winner is Lila Brown. Her banner was sponsored by Kevin, Beth, Elena, and Owen Stuckey. Now entering the ring is our overall lightweight market gilt class. Natalie Troyer, Asia Brubaker, Lila Brown, Mallory M., Carissa Mosier, and Jacob Yoder. On deck we need market gilt middleweight class 11. Amelia Brown, Addison Apple, Winston Hinschlager, Eliana Otto, Rachel Haver, Lily Zedike, and Amelia Brown.
Well, let's get our hands together for our championship drive here in the lightweight gilts. Again, I think we got a couple contenders out here. I mean, they certainly got a look and a mass and a dimension we like to talk about. Probably a nickel heavier bone than a few of them we had in some of the classes, but one of them has just got so much stoutness in terms of her bone work. She's up on her pasture and she's got a square look when she goes away. I like this gilt really well. Young lady, you'll be our champion in the lightweight division. We like that calico in class real well. I mean, rib, body shape, I mean, definitely has some dimensions to her. And get there to her rear leg, we question that just a nickel, in which we question the rear leg on the other two too. But at the same time, I think the other one that's built like your class winner, built like your champion, the one that has that nice view, young lady off here is going to be our reserve champion.
Your reserve champion market gilt lightweight goes to Lila Brown. Her trophy and grand ribbon were sponsored by Real Z Feeds, Brian Zedike. And your grand champion lightweight market gilt goes to Asia Brubaker. Her trophy and ribbon were also sponsored by Real Z Feeds Ryan Z. Dyke. Now entering the ring is Market Gill middleweight class 11, Amelia Brown, Addison Apple, Winston Hinschlager, Eliana Otto, Rachel Haver, Lily Zedike, and Amelia Brown. On deck, we need Market Gill middleweight class 12, Kaylin Schooley, Annalyn Zedike, Mason Weber, William Zedike, Elijah Mosier, and Kason Nagel.
They said that they might come by or they might just pick my feet. They got me for the weekend work. Real simple before the weekend. So, if they show up, they do. If not,
I do like 4 times I look up and smile. I even have
We're here in our initial sort. We got a couple of our silver remaining. Just rear leg structures. It's got some issues for this young lady. This one really wants to cave in when you get up underneath her. She wants to be real shallow and hard, a little shorter muzzled, kind of a fronted gilt. Again, deep class. That's what happens when you get in deep class. Let's give these two a quick round of applause. We'll work to that top 5. Again, nice class here. We've got an easy class winner with the young lady straight across from me. I mean, this one's got a back in her. She's got some shape to her. She get behind front, you get behind, you're going to be impressed in any dimension. You look at this gilt, like her extra length and stretch out of her front end. I thought she balanced up extremely well. Second's where the decision was. I've had a couple of them. I got one that's a little flat-footed, one that's got a little issue behind, one that's not as good. I still gravitate back to this gilt. She's going to be our second place gilt. She's one, as I look at her, I like her from the standpoint of so good in her build. That's big legs, good look. Does she have enough muscle? I think she does. For a market hog, she's one that's not extreme in any one area, but she is awful good from the side view. Very, very sound when we go to her feet and legs. Young lady's other pig's going to be in third. One you do like from the standpoint of having a bit more shape up high. I got behind her. I got disappointed how she was handling her hock and how she traveled out here, but she's an awful good gilt to be in that category. Just truly has more muscle shape than the one does in fourth. The one in fourth is my young lady here. She knows this one's got to struggle off the front end, but one you do like from the standpoint of the natural build and bone and all those things. She's got to roll. She's just having a big time trouble out here getting rolling off that front end. But again, an awful good showman to make her look good and get her up into the top four. Young lady in five, the big ribbed one's got some things you'll like about this gilt. Gets a little shorter fronted, a little shorter hipped, a little shorter strided. So it kind of all ties together. But she is a meat hog. She does have shape up high, does have shape from behind. Let's give a nice round of applause. Good group.
In fifth place, Eliana Otto. In fourth place, Lily Zedike. Third place, Amelia Brown. Second place, Amelia Brown. And first place goes to Rachel Hager. Her banner was sponsored by the Green Acres 4-H Club. Now entering is Market Gilt Middleweight Class 12, Kaylin Schooley, Adeline Zedike, Mason Weber, William Zedike, Elijah Mosier, and Kason Navo. On deck, we need our first and second placers from Market Gilt Middleweight Class 11 and 12 for Champion and Reserve Champion Middleweight Market Gilt. That is Rachel Haver and Amelia Brown, and our first and second from the current class.
We just had the 6 entries, so we'll leave them out. And as I get out here, you got one that's going to win the class. That's the blue belted one the young lady drives. I mean, this one's got some shape up on the high side. It's got some shape from behind. She gets pushed, though. There's another one that's got some bone and some look from the side, just not as much muscle. And that's the young man in peach, or peach? Yeah, it's called peach. Colored shirt. Again, one you do like from a heaviness of bone. That one's probably a nickel heavier bone and stouter. Yet as I got into the muscle category, I did not find as much, particularly when I got on the back side of the skeleton of that one. Got a little bit plain, didn't quite have the extra shape. Then you kind of went into the other ones that are out here. Again, young man right here is going to be in our third slot. That's a meat hog. That one's got some shape on the top side of the skeleton. This needs to have a little more in the center part of the body, but there's some flare behind. Got a big old knob right there on the hock, but seems to be handling it extremely well. The other black one will be out in fourth. Big rib. Again, one's got some concern in the hock region, but still has a bigger body, bigger dimension. Then we walk into our two longer, bigger framed ones. I'm sure they'll go to the rail extremely well, have excellent carcasses out here, but yet at the same time, they just don't have quite the bone work and stoutness to go ahead and go and play. Young man here will be in fifth. Young lady that walked out with the blue will be in sixth. Let's give them a big round of applause. We'll work into our championship in our middleweight gilts.
In fifth place, Mason Weber. Fourth place, Elijah Mosier. Third place, Kason Noggle. Second place, William Zedike. And your winner is Adeline Zedike. Now entering the ring is our overall middleweight market gilt class. Adeline Zedike, Rachel Haver, Amelia Brown, and William Zedike. On deck, we need Market Gilt Heavyweight Class 13, Gavin Brown, Sarah Bach, Adeline Zedike, Kaislyn Bowers, Faith Boer, and Eric Johnston.
I'll go get it.
Really stout group out here. Let's put our hands together and recognize our middleweight championship. As we look at our two class winners, I mean, they're both incredible for their own right. And one's got a whole lot more natural shape in the top side. One's got a cooler look from the side with the height and elevation of shoulder. Again, I think it's a back and forth sort of situation. Neither one of them are perfect, but at one time, one of them's got a whole lot more when you go on top and behind. Young lady that wins that first class, she'll be our champion in the middleweight crowd. So that brings in our second place in, and I love the build on this one. The young lady's got one that's incredible in terms of bone work, design. I mean, that's a breeding gilt every day of the week. Problem is, we're in a market hog setting. We just need a bit more, if we could, up on the top side. I look around, yep, the other class winner has more. Young lady with the blue, she's going to be in your reserve.
Your reserve market middleweight gilt goes to Adeline Zedike. Her trophy and ribbon were sponsored by Jewel Grain Company. And your champion middleweight market gilt goes to Rachel Haver. Her trophy and ribbon were sponsored by Roger and Lois Zedike. Now entering the ring is market gilt heavyweight class 13. Gavin Brown, Sarah Bach, Adeline Zedike, Caitlin Bowers, Faith Boer, and Eric Johnston. On deck, we need market gilt heavyweight class 14. Tenley Bockelman, Madison Sproul, Jacqueline Brown, Molly Jacob, and Colvin Noggle.
All right, guys. So I mean, this heavyweight drive, we start off with a bang. I mean, we got 3 of them out here. I think y'all can look in the ring and figure out which 3 they are. But there's one that just almost runs uphill. She's kind of neat in that area, and then she go up top. You're not really disappointed. You get behind her, and she does have the most trueness as she goes away. When she goes away from me, young man that's driving the white belted one. You're gonna have our class winner out here. Congratulations to you. Tough class. Good class. When you go out here and you can win one of these, you feel really good. Doesn't mean a lot till the end, but at the same time, you got to the end. Neat neckline on that thing. I mean, that thing's got a big girl back up in her. She's got a lot of positives. So the next question was, where do you go from there? Because you got another one that has the same kind of a build, maybe not quite as explosive from behind, but still has some. I got one that's definitely got shape, got more of a crest and a heavier neck, and maybe goes a little bit on the outside when you go right from behind her. Again, tough decisions, belted. She's going to be in our second slot, the young lady in red drives. This one's got an incredible big lean back working for her. She's one that's probably a nickel wider right there at the hip line than our class winner, but at the same time one that you do appreciate from the standpoint of how she travels, how she handles that rear leg as she travels. This young lady drove this one in. I go, man, that's going to be a hard one to get around. Then all of a sudden we walk in with these other 2. When you compare her, she is the shortest in her hip. She does take a very short stride and an outward stride when she goes from the rear view. She is an awful expansive gilt. When you go through the chest floor of this gilt, she's got a big round rib about her. There's so many give and takes up here on these top 3. Again, I hate to be at a county fair and still go third, but that's an awful good one in that category. Young lady's going to have a calico. It's going to roll in next. It's a little plainer when you get through the front end of that gilt, but she's still got a little more volume, a little more muscle to her. We'll walk into our next placing here. Good gilt. This doesn't have quite the total shape when I go to her. She gets a little flatter when I go right behind her, but that good, fresh made, big rib, easy growing kind of a hook. Just could use a little more heaviness to the bone. Got a good pig over here that would go to the rail extremely well. Just needs more visible muscle and visible bone when we go to the show ring. Let's give a nice round of applause.
In 5th place, Caitlin Bowers. 4th place, Faith Boer. 3rd place, Adeline Zedite. 2nd place, Sarah Bach. And your winner is Gavin Brown. Now entering the ring is Market Gilt Heavyweight Class 14. Tenley Bockelman, Madison Sproul, Jacqueline Brown, Molly Jacob, and Colvin Noggle. On deck is overall champion Heavyweight Market Gilt. We need Gavin Brown and Sarah Bach, and the 1st and 2nd place winners from this class.
Again, good class here to wind up our gilt drive, and again, we got some differences. We got types and kinds that are a little differently out here. One of them is so impressive in terms of her fresh big back. She's got a big round rib about her. She looks like she grew well for the young lady. Young lady's blue bud out here is going to be our class winner. I think one is just so three-dimensional in terms of you get on top and behind, you're not disappointed anywhere. She could be longer strided, I get it, but at the same time, there's so much hog. We're in a market hog class, so we need to have a little bit of shape, a little bit of muscle shape. She does it well for the weight that she's at. Young lady here is going to be in our second slide. I like the bone work of this one. I mean, design, length of hip, matches the front end. Man, we just need more freshness at top. One of those, if you feel like if you could seen her a couple weeks ago, maybe she would have been fresher. We had to hold her to kind of get into the fair, but certainly one you do like from the standpoint of that build, that design just needs that extra punch or shape. Young man's white one's going to be over here. The one's got a little blue up here on the tail set. One that's got a big round rib about her. She just needs to be a little bit better in terms of her design. She wants to run downhill. When you look at her from the side, she gets a little shot deep about her neck and her front line. Young lady's white one out in the center here. Like this one, I think a couple weeks ago I'd loved this one, but when you get out here now, it just gets so hollow, just doesn't have enough to her. When you get on top of her, she gets a little bland and nondescript up there in the top shape. Wind up your class. On a nice gilt, just needs a little bit more to her in terms of her bone and heaviness of structure. Let's give a nice round of applause here in this drive.
On deck, we need all the qualifying animals for the Grand Champion and Reserve Champion Market Gilt, Asia Brubaker and Lila Brown with your lightweight gilts, Rachel Haver and Adeline Zedike with your middleweight gilts. Now entering the ring is our overall champion, Market Gilt Heavyweight, Gavin Brown, Sarah Bach, Molly Jacob, and Madison Sproul. The Market Gilt Heavyweight Class 13 banner was sponsored by the Defiance County Associate Deputies. Our final drive here before the championship. Let's get our hands together for them. I think a nice group that came out. I think you can look in the ring. There's a pair of them that just notched together really well in terms of their build, belt, their design. They got look, they got top shape, they got dimension behind. We're going to go 1 and 2 in that first class. Congratulations to these young exhibitors. Champion is our young man right in front of me. Young lady in red. She's going to be our reserve. Your reserve Grand Champion Heavyweight Market Gilt goes to Sarah Bach. Her trophy and ribbon were sponsored by the Defiance County Farm Bureau. And your Champion Heavyweight Market Gilt goes to Gavin Brown. His trophy and ribbon were sponsored by the Defiance County Farm Bureau. Now entering the ring for our Grand Champion Market Gilt is Asia Brubaker, Rachel Haver, and Gavin Brown. Also entering is Lily Zedike, Lila Brown, and Sarah Bach.
Guys, we're in a championship ring. This is a big trophy. Let's give these kids a big round of applause for all our divisions. I was really happy. I was kind of asked my young lady over here, I said, was that Little Make to the Vera that won the lightweight division? She goes, yes, it is. So good for her. I mean, Barrett Gilpin comes in and plays really hard in this game, but in truth be said, you get done looking at the other two, and there's just so much more to them and so much more three-dimensional. The middleweight certainly is impressive in that top shape. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is hard to recreate when you get onto those back shapes like that, and yet she's just comfortable enough when you get to her feet and legs. You like her chest forward when she comes at you, and that neat neckline that comes out. One of the more unique ones that's been shown is certainly the young man's here with the high tail set, high shoulder set. I mean, certainly in that, doesn't, you know, again, doesn't have all the boxes checked, but certainly has a lot of positives to go there. I think it gets awful close out here. One of them's definitely fresher and more three-dimensional on her top. Congratulations to our middleweight Gil. I kind of suspected this one to be right in the hunt when she comes out. I mean, that height of shoulder that she has, that's certainly the freshness of body shape that she possesses. And again, I think she's right in the mix of this thing. And yet, as I sat back and compare, one of them's just a little more comfortable in terms of relaxing the top line. One's got just a touch more when you get up there and watch her go off her rear leg. Young man right here, you're going to be our reserve champion.
Your reserve champion, Market Gilt, goes to Gavin Brown. His trophy and ribbon are sponsored by Dave and Connie Klinker family. And your grand champion, Market Gilt, goes to Rachel Haver. Her trophy and ribbon are sponsored by Real Z Feeds, Ryan Zedike. Now to the ring, we need Pig Catch Lightweight Class 15, Cadence Willis, Drake St. George, Samuel Vance, Eric Johnston, Anderson Beers, Elena Deal, and Emmy Guilford. Now entering the ring is Pig Catch Lightweight Class 15, Cadence Willis, Drakeson George, Samuel Vance, Eric Johnston, Anderson Beers, Elena Deal, and Emmy Guilford. On deck, we need Pig Catch Middleweight Class 16, Aiden Weber, Ava Grubb, Jade Demland, Corbin Kimple, Cora Gaskell, and Garrett Ingram.
Well, definitely one of the more unique things that we do here in the countryside. And again, I guess I understood they wrestled them down and caught them, and then they grew them out. That's kind of a neat concept when you look at it. And again, you're going to see this. Some grew faster than others, and you try to make that thing happen as well as you can when you get out here. We got several of these classes to kind of roll through, and again, we'll just try to we'll find a champion there at the end when we get done with it. But the one that puts together the most right now is the young lady in red. She'll be our class winner out here. Really nice, kind of a gilt, just needs a little more, but she's probably she's one that's got a little more structure, a little more build, a little more design to them. Young man in yellow out here is going to be the next one. He's got one that's got a good barrel. Probably has as much total shape. You're the man. Yes. He's got, not only can he catch it, but this one's still fast. He's still right up on him, keeps him going. Again, those will be our two class winners out here. From there, again, I think you just kind of look back, you go back and forth. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady over here to my left. She's going to be in our third slot. Again, one that could use a touch more behind, but still sound. You know, when you get on top and behind, still fairly sound when you get out and get them moving. Young man that came in there late, he's going to be our next one out for 4. And then our 5 will be our young man right here with the blue that just ran that way. So let's give him a nice round of applause here for first class to Catch a Pig.
In 5th place, Anderson Beers. 4th place, Cadence Willis. 3rd place, Elena Deal. 2nd place, Drakeson George. And your winner is Emmy Guilford. Her banner is sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers. To the holding pens, we need Pig Catch Middleweight Class 16, Aiden Weber, Ava Grubb, Jade Demlin, Corbin Kimple, Cora Gaskell, and Garrett Ingram. Again, that is to the holding pens. On deck, we need Pig Catch Heavyweight Class 17, Reese Bach, Dallas Ankney, Kason Noggle, Grant Stuckey, Bryce Elston, and Blake Crowell. And now entering the ring, we have pig catch middleweight class 16, Aiden Weber, Ava Grubb, Jade Demlin, Corbin Kimball, Cora Gaskill, and Garrett Ingram.
I know you like all.
Well, I'd guess when we're picking our pigs out for this class, you got to be pretty quick, and you got to be able to eat some mud. So as I get them out here, again, they've done a nice job of growing these out, getting some rib to them, getting them grown out. Ultimately, that's what the game is. And I felt one of them had probably as much natural shape as any of them out here. Young man with the blue plaid shirt on, coming right here. He'll be our class winner out here. He's the one. Were you the first one that caught one too? Nope. Oh, damn. Oh, gotcha. As we get in second, it'll be my young man right over here. He's got the other barrel that really has a nice look to him. He's one that maybe doesn't feel quite as good from behind, but he's still one you got to appreciate from the standpoint of having some natural muscle. Next, you're going to have it. Next, it gets close. I get one I love from the side. One's got just a little more feature to her, and it's going to be the young lady right here. She's going to be in third. This girl will be on our third slot. Again, nice gilt, just needs a little bit more to her. The other white young man over down here in the green, he's going to be in our fourth slot. Again, one that's got plenty of muscle. And then we wind up our class with a young lady on the fence line over here. A pair of them we'd like to add more muscle to, but let's give them a nice round of applause for catching her pig and then getting it to the fair.
In fifth place, Ava Grubb. Fourth place, Corbin Kimball. Third place, Cora Gaskill. Second place, Aiden Weber. And your winner is Garrett Ingram. His banner was sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers. Blake Crowell to the arena. Blake Crowell to the arena. Now entering the ring is pig catch heavyweight class 17, Reese Bach, Dallas Ankney, Kason Noggle, Grant Stuckey, Bryce Elston, and Blake Crowell. On deck is our champion and reserve champion pig catch class. For that, we need Emmy Guilford and Drake St. George with their lightweight pig catch pigs, Garrett Ingram and Aiden Weber with their middleweight pig pig catch pigs, and the first and second placers from the heavyweight class.
We were chatting with our boys back here. We were learning. I was learning how to bulldog these things. I was trying to kind of figure out how you do it down there. And he says, yeah, you just get muddy and you just dive at them. I said, okay. So we got it figured out. And again, we had a good time talking about it. I think we got to place the pigs phenotypically. I'm going to have to start with the young man right here. I mean, he's got one that's got a groove in her top. She's got some flair when you get behind her. She kind of looks good from the side when she gets out there. She's comfortable enough in terms of where her feet and legs are at. My young man here is going to be in our second slot. Again, one that's got a little bit more to him yet, but when I get down behind him, I get disappointed in terms of where that flair and shape is from behind. That was a close pair there at the top end of our class. Young man over here is going to be in our third slot. He's got the gilt that I want to use, but she just doesn't want to go off her structure, and she gets real high-topped, didn't want to work off her rear leg. They've done a nice job of feeding that one, skin, hair, all those things. Just can't go, and that's what's going to keep you out of the mix on this game when we get out here and play. As we get to the next three that are out here, again, I gravitate back to the fan on the far side over there. He'll be in our fourth slot. Young man here will be in our fifth slot. Let's give him a nice round of applause here in this drive.
Our winners are 5th place, Case and Noggle, 4th place, Blake Crowell, 3rd place, Reese Bach, 2nd place, Bryce Elston, and your winner is Grant Stuckey. The heavyweight banner was sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers. On deck is our grand champion and reserve champion overall market hog. For that, we need Lila Brown and Lily Zedike with your champion and reserve champion market barrows. Gavin Brown and Rachel Haber with your champion and reserve champion market gilt. And then our champion and reserve champion pig catch pig.
All right, everybody puts effort into these things, but I guarantee you these kids put in a lot of effort to catch them and then go ahead and have a pig. Let's give a nice round of applause for participating in this event. It's kind of a cool thing. I'm sure Defiance County is not the only one, but it's the only one I know of. And again, kind of a neat project that's out here. I think you got one that, again, we're looking at commercial hogs that are going to go to the rail. They're going to do extremely well on the rail. They're sought after in the pork market. Again, these are things that we keep in mind when we're out here, but at the same time, we like to do extras when we're in the show ring. These are all from the same assumed genetic source that are out here. The one that's going to win this thing and do it very nicely for me, young man that wins that heavyweight, he's going to have your champion.
probably already done.
I had to go through some intense questioning on these kids, really to understand, but basically I was asking what the name of the pig was. But as we go back and look at this, again, I think we got 3 nice ones. Again, same genetic source, and I go back and I tell you the one I like Brownie. Brownie's going to be my dog. This one will be on reserve. Congratulations to my bulldog. Congratulations to that young man.
Your reserve grand champion pig catch pig goes to Bryce Elston. His trophy and ribbon were sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers. And your grand champion pig catch pig goes to Grant Stuckey. His ribbon and trophy were sponsored by Fairview Young Farmers. Now entering the ring is our grand champion and reserve champion overall market hog, Lila Brown, Rachel Haver, and Grant Stuckey. We also have Lily Zedike, Gavin Brown, and Bryce Elston. Good luck to all exhibitors.
I'll tell you, these championship drives, I don't care where you're at, what you're doing, if you're at a jackpot, you're at something throwing around trees out in the woods. I mean, again, these things matter. And county fairs are where it all starts. And I've been a big advocate of it. I'm always about, what'd you do at the county fair? How did you do? What are you going to do next year to improve? And just gauge yourself and make it happen. Yeah, some of these kids get the opportunities or take opportunities and go to jackpots. They go and they persevere and they do well at that. And then all of a sudden they said, hey, that state fair is over there in Columbus. We could go have a good time over there, and maybe we can see how we stack up against those. And I will tell you, you got a pair of them out here that'll stack up at state fair. I mean, I think that's extremely important to keep in mind. It takes a good one. I don't care what county I go to. It takes a good one to win it. Congratulations to Defiance County. Put our hands together, recognize our kids. That's what it's about, guys. Make some friends when you're at the fair. Stay out of trouble. And also, just realize this project is more than what we really want to do on the surface. I think these are two incredible individuals. I think one of them's just harder to recreate in terms of putting all the things together. And man, will she take a picture. Young lady, you're going to have our champion. I want to take a moment and thank our crew. Let's put our hands together for all our volunteers, all the guys in purple and the young ladies out back. And again, I think it takes a crew to do these things, guys. I've run them. I've been in the back. I've been in the front. I've been in board last week. I ran the boards at the county fair. So again, it takes all things to get these things to go off seamlessly. You may think there's hiccups. There really isn't. Make sure you do things right when you're doing your projects and all the way through. I think it was a 2-horse race. Young lady with that barrow, she's going to be the reserve.
Your reserve grand champion overall market hog goes to Lila Brown. Her banner and ribbon were sponsored by Cooper Farms. And your grand champion overall market hog goes to Rachel Haber. Her banner and ribbon were sponsored by Tenora FFA. That concludes the 2025 Defiance County Youth Swine Show. Thank you all for attending. Thank you to our judge, and thank you to all the wonderful volunteers, parents, and exhibitors that made this happen. Enjoy the rest of the night and the rest of the week at fair.
So with that, we'll wrap up the Swine Show here at the Defiance County Fair. Hope you've enjoyed the live coverage here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. As we get ready to wrap things up, again, we want to say a big thank you to our single level underwriters making our coverage possible here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. That's the Hicksville Bank, member FDIC, and online at www.thb.bank. Thanks also to Bruce Guilford Real Estate and Auctioneering Associates of Hicksville, Ohio. You can find them online for their latest listings and auction calendar at guilford-realestate.com. And thanks to the Hicksville Volunteer Firemen's Association, proud to support the Hicksville Fire Department and the Hicksville community. You can find them on Facebook. Just search for Hicksville Volunteer Firefighters Association. Also want to say a big thank you to, first off to Teresa Johnson from the Junior Fair Board and Defiance County 4-H and the Ohio State Extension in Defiance County for again asking us to provide the live stream coverage for selected livestock and Junior Fair events for the 2025 fair. I want to thank them. Also the members of the Junior Fair Board who always make sure that we're taken care of and we've got our good spot to set the camera and everything else. I want to thank all of them as well. Thanks to Current Office Solutions, they provide the copiers, the printing services that are utilized by the Junior Fair Board throughout the run of the fair. And a big thank you to the Sherwood Mutual Telephone Company Association, SMTA. They provide us with the excellent wireless internet that we are able to utilize, be able to bring you the live stream coverage here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. And aside from that, well, we're going to wrap it up, and we'll be back with you. Now, tomorrow, we will be here at the fair, but it won't be a live stream. Tomorrow's live stream will be coming your way at about 5:30 on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. That will be the August Hicksville Exempted Village Schools Board of Education School Board meeting. And of course, I will be at the Village Council meeting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. That'll be live on Mediacom Channel 12. And Chris Warner will be at the grandstand starting at 7 o'clock to record.
Could Bryce Elston, Grant Stuckey, and Garrett Ingram please make their way to the main show arena? Again, that was Grant Stuckey, Bryce Elston, and Garrett Ingram.
So that's what's on deck for us on Monday. On Tuesday, I will be back here at the show arena, 9 a.m. for the Sheep Show. That'll be our next livestock live stream for you here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. That normally the Sheep Show will go till about 12:30 in the afternoon. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we'll have our weekly live update coming to you live from the show arena. We'll also be here at the show arena at 4:30 for the Animal and Me show, and at 7 o'clock for Mutton Busted. And then on Thursday and Friday, we've got some high school sports action we'll send your way, and we'll talk more about that in the live update coming up on Wednesday. But again, a big thank you to all of the participants, all the volunteers, and everyone who came out to enjoy the Swine show this evening. Hope that you enjoyed viewing it as much as we enjoyed bringing you the coverage. And with that, we're going to wrap it up for this evening. So again, don't forget the school board tomorrow at 5:30, live streaming here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. And our next livestock show comes your way Tuesday morning. That'll be the Sheep Show at 9 a.m. right here at the show arena. And until then, well, I'm Bill Murphy for Hicksville Community Television. Stay safe, stay cool. Thanks for joining us. Have a great next week for Fair Week at the Defiance County Fair. And I'll be talking to you again real soon right here on HIX-TV.